just realized I was muted. Hello, world. I get started about 15 minutes beforehand, and I am going to do my best to entertain you with the new dog cam. This just gives me an opportunity to make sure everything is working properly, that my audio is okay, etc., etc., etc. Hey, think. And we're gonna try out this whole dog cam thing. Because, you know, dogs are amazing. Hey, Fluff. Hello, Scott. Hello, DPI. We're trying out this whole new dog cam thing. And there is 2 dogs. I can't get both of them in frame because the little black one is much more aggressive about food. Let's see if I can get the other one in frame. Go on, Puck. Go get it. Oh. He's confused. He's used to me calling him. There we go. Got him in frame for a second. So I am just throwing generic Oreos, or not Oreos, excuse me. I'm throwing generic Cheerios at them because I can't find the dog treats. Normally, the white dog lays up against the door, which is why you see that dirty spot there. Because yes, that is my front door. And normally that's his spot. And he does a pretty good job of just laying there and chilling. And the other one has a gazillion different spots. So I figured I'd go with the corner because it's actually super close to my computer. Yeah, Scott, it is kind of like feeding like a bunch of birds. The hilarious thing is that they'll sniff for a bit. So the big white one, well, big as in compared to the black one. The big white one is an American Eskimo. I think he's a cross between a mini and a toy, so he's kind of small for an American Eskimo. And his name is Puck. Should actually put his name up there. Puck and Tinker. There. And then the little black one, the Dachshund, is Tinkerbell. She is a cross between a standard and a mini. She's really long. She's as long as her dad was, but is the same height as her mom. Hey, Paranor! Yeah, I've been trying to start 15 minutes early to make sure everything's settled. Plus, you know, now you guys get to watch me throw food at my dogs. Hey, Peter! Happy Canada Day! Speaking of Rush, Happy Canada Day! But now it's just... No, you guys have to be in the corner to get food. What is that, Uncle Bill? That's like the weirdest little monster thing I've ever seen. It's hilarious. Hooray! That makes me happy. It shows I'm buffering on the other thing. It's Nessie. The other tab I'm looking at, it shows me it's buffering, so maybe it's just my connection. Hey, Keeper of Mats! I will have to check out that link later, Paranor. I'm afraid to open up any more tabs. Octonessie. So I hope you've all had a good week. Oh, it's a friendly sand monster waving. Hope you've all had a good week. It's been a pretty quiet week here so far. They're still doing construction at my office. One of these days I will show you guys a picture. And it's terrible working in that office. They're doing construction on the entire wing of my building. And they're doing something. Apparently there's a lab immediately above my office, and I can see all the way through to the lab, and it's gross and it's disgusting, and I have to keep my computer covered with I have to keep everything covered with this huge sheet of plastic. Anything that's not under the plastic, it's really filthy. It looks like there's dry mud on my floor. I made the mistake of not tucking in my chair under the plastic, and my chair was nasty the last time I went in. It's just gross, and it's uncomfortable, and I really don't want to be in there. So I am fortunate enough to have the ability to work from home. That doesn't mean I'm anywhere near as productive sometimes. Sometimes I can be more productive, sometimes I'm not. It all depends. So that's going to go through until August, which is gross. It's all gross. Everything will look so much better when it's done, but until then, I just have to put up with it. Oh, Tinker's making an appearance on the thing again. And like during the summer, I would normally take in Puck to work. Yes, I said your name, buddy. Yeah, are you ready for more? Sit. Sit. Come on. Sit. You can do it. Oh, no. No. Get up, Becky. Get back over there. Careful, buddy. You okay? You can make it? Normally I would take Puck in to work with me in the summer. And with everything as gross as it is, I don't want to be there, and I don't want to take my dog in there. Plus, he doesn't know how to ride on the scooter. We haven't really worked on that, even though this is the second summer I've had the scooter. And I can't really take him on the... I don't think I can take him on the bus, which is unfortunate, because he's a little bit big to put in a carrier. And just be like, this is my dog that sits in my lap quietly. Tinker, who is off camera right now. Come on, get over there, Tink. I'm talking about you. You gotta get on camera. Tinker has also gone to work with me, but Tinker is the vocal one. So I can't leave her alone in my office. If anybody walks into my office or walks by my office, she'll bark. And then I have a feeling that if I took her on public transit, because she wouldn't be quiet, she'd be crying the entire time, that wouldn't be kosher. So Tinker doesn't get to go into work nearly as much as she used to. Come on, more Cheerios. Oh, it's just gonna be Puck on camera again. That's okay. So that's what's going on with work. And I actually just swapped out the computers today because I don't have a KVM switch. I'm getting my potato ready. There's still more on the floor, buddy. Look. He sees me with a handful ready to go. Fine. You get the handful. So I got the potato ready. I'm getting it ready for my nephew. And hopefully it will work out alright for what he's doing. But because I don't have a KVM switch, I have to physically switch out the computers on my desk, which is annoying and tedious and everything I don't want to do. So there's that. But in the end, he's still going to be running Linux. The computer's running better now that I've done some things to it, and now I just need to set up all of his stuff and then install his games. Phoenix, Marley, and Sir Villain? That's interesting cat names, Peter. Hello, Larry! Peter, it's a decent potato. It's not doing everything I want it to do. I'm trying to update it to Ubuntu 18.04. It wouldn't let me last night. So, you know, we'll see if I can have better luck with that later, if I decide to try to do that later today. Alright, Pup. You're almost out of fistfuls. It's not buffering. What? No, Peter, I am not using the potato. I am using my new computer. The potato has been set somewhere else in my living room, so I don't have to deal with it. So there should be no buffer because I'm not using the potato. The potato, oh my, the potato is not being used for this. I thought about it and I was like, nope, because somebody's going to figure out that if they donate bits, it breaks my computer. The potato is actually going to be set up with the TV as a monitor because my nephew's only in town for a couple of weeks every summer. This can be set up with the computer or with the TV as a monitor, and he's going to play games on there. Potativo? Yeah, Potativo. I think my sister has like fancy Apple TV things. They do everything through there. But my sister's a gamer. Her wife's a gamer. I'm a gamer. My nephew's a gamer. So yeah, my nephew needs a computer to game on. And he gets to be lucky because they don't have any, dedicated desk for him. He gets to be lucky and he gets to play on the TV, which is kind of cool. Alright, it's almost time to start. Tinker. Puck, come here. Let's see if I can get Tinker over there. Come here, Puck. Come here, Puck. Alright, Tinker, get it, get it, Tinker. Hey, Zero, because that's how I've decided I'm going to call you. I want to start in a minute. I'm just throwing, Cheerios at my dogs. Off-brand Cheerios. Because it is hilarious to watch my dogs do this. Alright, last throw. Hey, be nice over there. Alright, that was the last throw for a bit, guys. Yeah, I know, Tinker. Okay. Go into studio mode. And pull up the other thing. Transition. Alright. Hello. Welcome to Science Sunday. I am your host, Annie Wilson. So today, we are going to go back to the images that I was working with last week. And I got a little bit more info on them. So I'll go ahead and switch to the other thing, even though the paper is not up, which makes me sad. Paper. Box Gimp tutorial. Oh. Well, that's not. It's being weird. Might help if I had the right page up. Firefox. That's not gonna, it's not gonna show the paper, I don't think. That's okay. So we'll just turn off that. Do another transition. So yeah, we're gonna go back to the images we worked on last week. I got a little bit of information on them, but not a whole lot. Which is unfortunate, but you know, that's just how it is sometimes. See if I can pull up the doggy cam now that he's laying nicely, since we'll be doing this for a little bit. There we go. Have a doggy while we have the other thing up. So I got some more information on the images, and essentially, the ones that, the file names that end with a V or Roman numeral 5 are supposed to be green, and the file names that end with an I or Roman numeral 1 are supposed to be red. I do not understand the naming convention. I did not ask. It's just one of those things. So, and if the dogs are breathing like super hard, try to, I forgot to transition over to show you the doggy. So, I don't understand file conventions. I know they're not much to look at. So we're just gonna start over from scratch now that I know what's happening, and I didn't like how the images looked last week. And I didn't think to pull them up to get them ready or anything. So I have the NASA, the ESA, ESO, NASA fits Liberator up right here, and I have M101 ACS1 image up. So this is taken with the ACS camera, and it's 1, which is red. I don't know what that means, unfortunately. And that's a good boy lay down. Yes, you be a good boy. Alright, so again, we're going to change the stretch function to something that's, and that changes this bit down here. Because linear is like everything's all stacked on top of each other. And that's not useful for me. That is way too blown out. I think arcsine H was one of the ones they said was good. Like auto scaling. There's that. It's probably hard to see in the image, but there are white specks. Actually, I think I can zoom in on some of them. Or there's not white specks, but there's green specks in the white. There, that's a good image. That's a good example. That is where everything's just blown way out. So, I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Oh no! Reset, reset. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I don't like it like that. That didn't help either. Oh my gosh. Alright. I want to hit reset again. Alright, so we go back to... There's no undo on this, and I wish there was. So what if we move it this way? Hey, look at that! The green bits disappear. That is so much smaller. What happens if I go even further out? Cool, that got rid of it. Alright, so let's go back to fit in preview. I think I see... I really don't think there is at all, which annoys me. And you all know I'm very opinionated about software. Alright, so there's that. I know, Larry, undo should totally be a human right. But I didn't write this software. Oh, there is still another one. So these look like they might be cosmic-ish rays. I I don't think there's a lot I can do about that. And I'm afraid that if I do take the white out too far, fit in preview, that we're going to lose a lot of info. So it looks like we're still going to have, you know what, let's try Control Z. No, it makes a noise at me that you can't hear. But compared to where it was, with all those green dots, oh no, I can zoom in on that? What? See? Can't undo whatever I did. Alright, reset. Again, I am so sorry. I am so annoyed at the software. Alright, so there's a bunch of green. We take it out here. We don't have any green, but it's real black, and I don't like that. So I'm going to put it right here. It gets rid of most of the green. But I think right at the tail end of that, that's good. The black, I really don't know if I should really mess with it. But part of me is like, it should go there. Oh wow, that actually. But I think I'm going to put it back to 0. Come on, go to 0. Hi, Skep Sky! Skep Sky writes, this dog looks so smart, he looks like the dog from the movie Emperor and then Gollum. Alright, and then Puck wandered away. Hey, where are you going, bud? So, for those of you that missed the intro, the white dog is Puck. DPI, yes. I think the not having undo is probably the remnant of being a plugin. And they probably just figured, you know, oh, with the reset just acts as one great big undo button, but then you have to remember all the steps you went through, which is a little annoying. Alright, so we're going to save now, and can't see me saving. We're going to call this 1 July 2018. Cool. Alright, so now I'm going to jot down some of these settings so I can use them with the other thing. So black level is 0.00, white is 4.23, and background level 6.77, E 03, 25, 10. I don't. What image or what version are we on? I don't think it actually says. This might be 3.2, but they may never do it, which is annoying. There's a couple different pieces of software that people use now to do Astro images. You know, Paranoid, that's a good idea. Maybe I will be that annoying person, be like, hey, there's no undo function. Alright, we use the same settings. I don't know if that will do anything. 6.77, E -003. Okay, and then peak level was 0.25. Scale peak level is 10. Black level was set to 0. And then white level was set to 4.23. And that looks good too. I could be the 100. See, I'm one of those people, Because I'm still doing distribution for Cosmic Castaways because people still request it, even though we finished up that project 6 years ago, I think is when it was initially released for distribution. And I keep saying, oh, I'm going to automate this, and I never automate it. I realized we were without a dog in the dog cam. So maybe that would do the trick, but I don't know. Jay, it might be open source. I don't have the link for it handy, but if you do a Google search, it should pull up Fitz Liberator. You know, I know how to code too, and in theory I should just deal with this, but on the other hand, I'm like, meh. Alright, so we're done with this image. This is the fast part of the stream. I'm going to save, call this 1 July 2018, and Palm Cam has a mic too. I swear I had muted that camera, but is he really panting that loudly? Oh my gosh. They can hear you, Puck. They can hear you. He's like, I don't care, I'm getting treats. He's not a Pomeranian, Jay. He is an American Eskimo. They're all in like American Eskies, Samoyeds, Poms, Huskies, Malamutes. They're all in like the Spitz family. And I think they used to actually just call these dogs like Spitzes. Like maybe possibly German Spitz. But you know, politics, they got the name changed to American Eskimo. And the most hilarious thing I've ever seen is when I was in Alaska, I spent like several weeks in Alaska with a friend. And I saw an American Eskimo dog in Alaska. I'm not sure if it was a native that owned it, or if it was like essentially an implant, or a transplant rather. Because to me that would be the perfect thing if a native owned an American Eskimo dog. But I can't remember now because it's been a couple years since I've been up to Alaska. I just remember that being hilarious, and I would pass by that house all the time when I walked into town. But to me that was just hilarious. That somebody in Alaska owned an American Eskimo dog. Because it was kind of to most people, most normal people, the place would be considered a remote town, because it is remote. There are no roads in or out, but it was definitely not in the bush. Okay, so I'm done with that tangent. So for giggles, I'm going to go ahead and open up the WFC3 files, which I know you can't see the file names when I pull them up. And I'm just going to futz with these ones. Oh my goodness, why does it look like that? Auto scale. Okay. That was scary for a minute, and now it's better. Now we need to zoom in. Cam full of doggo. He's not quite in the cam though. Alright, here's a good. I wonder if this is an interacting galaxy in the back, like this bit. I'm not too sure what all is in this frame. But it almost looks like an interacting galaxy. It has the two tails and the circle and probably a really bulge. Andy Jump Cannon was a pioneering astronomer for the classification of hundreds of stars, but hundreds of thousands of stars, by the way, Skeps Guy says. Yeah! I don't think my mom knew that when she called me Annie, but I always thought that was cool. I always thought that was way cool. The number of women that, you know, are essentially responsible for all these major science things that society in general has been like, yeah, nah. You know, at the time, you're not important. Oh, this wasn't your work. Da 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 da. It's kind of annoying, but I am happy to see that a lot of them are getting recognition today. So, better late than never. You guys probably can't see it on your screen, but there's this big line of like blue dots here, and I'm just going to ignore it and pretend it's not there, because I believe that's from the chip gap. So, there's some bright over here, but I'm afraid that if I adjust it too much, it'll take it off. Plus, they've got the doot fits the rays shooting out. Oh, look, looks almost correctly in frame. If you lay real still, buddy. There you go. Yes, I agree with DPI. Yes, stable software is stable. Stable software is good. But Big J definitely has a point. Languages do not stay stable. Plus, undo would be amazing. July 2018 for this one, and then one more image. And then we can move on to me fighting with Gimp. What in the world? Reset. Everything reset. Why does this look like this? This is not right. Something's wrong. Alright, give me 1 second while I close that and reopen it, because that should not look like that. What is happening? Reset. Sign, auto scaling. Now the background level might be set wrong. Let's try. I didn't write down the settings for the other one either, and I should have. Alright, let's try this again. Open. Scribble down the settings for this image. I should have, and copy them down over to the other one. 62670 10 0 and 519. I don't know what's going on because we used this same file last week, which makes me very confused. Even if I click reset, it's still gray. So we're going to use the settings from the other image if I type in things correctly. And then 4626.70. Does that help? And arc sign. Huh. 0. It might be viewing outside of normal. punching in settings from the other file. See, now it went black. Alright, so I have a broken image. That's okay. I guess we just won't do this one today, unfortunately. So, pull up. Why are you laying out a frame again? This. That's unfortunate. I am going to have to re-download the original file, which will take a bit because it's huge. All of these files are huge. Alright, because now we have Gimp up and the paper. So the ACS is what we'll be working on because the WFC image broke. Oh no, where did I save it? I'm just kind of mortified. One data, pat, aha! Found it. Yeah, it would totally kill the stream. Totally. So we're working with the ACS data, which on the image over here is just that blue little square. This is a blue little square. It's probably, there we go. If I click on it, you can see it. Which is this right here. It may look like cayenne or whatever, but in the image on the left, it doesn't look like it's part of galaxy. It just looks like background stars. The image on the right, they essentially messed with the gamma, from my understanding. And you can see that it's still kind of in the plume of M101. And they are just looking at, as the title says, stellar populations in the outskirts of M101. And they're looking at where stars form and, you know, the age of the stars. And I understand, I still have not fully digested all of this, and I probably won't ever quite understand it because I am not an astronomer. But they've done a lot of science, and essentially star formation in M101 is weird. It is not what people expected, etc., 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 but that's still pretty cool. So we'll flip over to this, because we're done with that. That doesn't really give us any info that we don't already have. And strange brew going on there. With what, Paranor? The images that they took and the science they did, or just that star formation is weird? Oh, I don't have the doggy cam up. I'm all throwing treats for the dog. Yeah, and like I said, I don't really understand it nearly as well as I wish I did. Here we go. So, it's a joke plus a Canada reference in one. The strange brew? Okay. Hey, get in frame and stay in frame. Okay, so we have these pulled up. We've talked about it. Did I kill the stream? Oh no. Okay. Oh no! The stream is dead. Well, no doggy cam then. Because that seems to break things. Alright, that's unfortunate. Stream is fine after refresh. Okay. Well, we'll put the doggy cam away because we don't need the doggy cam. I still need to upgrade my internet. Okay, so now that we have these back, so we're going to go to screen and screen and oh no, they don't quite look aligned. Oh no, they're not quite aligned. Why? No, not this again. Oops. Well, I'm not sure if it's a rotation, translation. It looks like it's almost a translation. So we will move. We'll move this one, the bottom one. So image, transform, guillotine. Cellus crop, merge visible layers, flatten, align visible layers. Okay, that did nothing. All right. I remember there being a way to do this. Thank you for your patience as I figure out how to rearrange these. Delete layer stack, transform, offset, aha! Each behavior, fill in background color. All right, so probably want to move. I wish this showed me a preview. Okay. Layer, transform, offset, to I'm not sure if Comcast having issues would affect me because I'm not on Comcast. I'm on some other weird thing. I'm literally going to do this a couple pixels at a time until we get what I want. No, not arbitrary rotation. Cancel. Layer, transform, offset. I know you can't see all the pop-up windows. You know what? They might. I'm with Spectrum, which used to be Time Warner. So I don't even know what they do anymore. Well, it looks like I almost have the edges lined up. Now I need to rotate. I think I need to rotate because it looks a little bit off up here. So now I go image, transform, arbitrary rotation, which I wish it would let me preview it. Oh. Rotating. Okay, that's a little bit better. Also, Spectrum have not come since Comcast started. And I'm fairly certain the backbone in my area is not the greatest because I live in Youngstown. For those of you that don't know, Youngstown is in the U.S. Rust Belt, which there used to be, good thing there is undo here. There used to be a lot of manufacturing here, and there still is a culture of manufacturing, but unfortunately, a lot of that has gone. Like years ago, it's been gone. I do remember some steel mills. I think they do some steel recycling here still, but the population is shrinking. And unlike most cities that are like, well, I guess we're just screwed, Youngstown's like, we're gonna just demolish these empty houses. I'm not joking, this happens every summer. It's kind of interesting, because these houses will sit empty for years and years. And the ones that, some houses can sit empty for years and they don't get broken into, usually because somebody maintains the outside. They don't get broken into, nobody steals the copper. This might be a good eyeball alignment. Part of me is like, I'm not happy with it. Maybe bump it down one. But they just knock down the houses. And they knock down the houses, they level the land, they plant, or they put grass seed down. Sometimes they put up a bit of a fence, and then that's just it. So there are some streets where there's just large bits of empty land, and you can see, because there's still driveways or like stairs up or whatever, you can see remnants of where these houses were. Paranor says, maybe instead of demolishing, they should work out a deal with low-cost housing or refugees. Housing refugees would not be a bad idea. This is already a city of immigrants, whether or not people believe it or not. The issue is that there's not enough jobs. Have some Cheerios, it's okay. The issue is there's not enough jobs. I think one of the major employers is the university, I'm also, university essentially is my employer. Oh, it does need to go down a bit or rotate or something. A lot of people here, I'm trying to think, a decent number of people here have to travel for work. I know of people that, like my sister, for example, she does a lot of telecommuting, but she goes at least once a week up to Cleveland, and that's an hour drive. And she chooses to live here instead of up by Cleveland because it's very, very, very cheap to live here. And for some people, it's worth, spending the time in traffic, the wear and tear on the car. And some people, it's just like, nope, I'm not interested. And I am definitely one of those people to be like, no, let's move to, this other city instead of commuting back and forth. Plus, oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that alignment, guys. The rotation's on. I think it's just an XY thing right now. Of course, I'll adjust the XY thing and they'll be like, hey, ha ha ha, just joking. But my parents live in the area. My sister's wife's parents live a bit south of here. And, you know, they have a small child together, so to them it's important for the kid to be near family. Thanks, Demon Machine! Yeah, there's totally an infinity symbol in this image. I don't know why it's there, but it's there. So these, you know, these are factors that have essentially prevented my sibling from moving. I think, oh, I'm so annoyed at this image. Because it almost looks like a rotation thing in some places, and it almost looks like a translation thing in some places. Yeah, for those of you that can't see it, the infinity symbol, the eyes or whatever, are right here, and I have no idea what they are. But let's see, who else can I think of? Some of my classmates have moved to Columbus, which is like 2.5 to 3.5 hours away, depending on what part of the city you go to and how you get there, and a decent number of the population, I don't think I want to rotate, because a decent number of the population in Youngstown is actually students who come here because tuition is cheap. And they might be foreign students, they might be, why did I open up rotation? I am so sorry, guys. They might be foreign students, they might be like from elsewhere in Ohio, they might be from, you know, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. Let's see, I think I want to do X this time. I'm annoyed because this right here isn't quite aligning. But this line down here is pretty aligned. I think I made it worse with that last. Let's try. I think that made it worse. Do history. Some bits look okay and some don't, and this really annoys me because there's just no good, you know, if I zoom in, this might help. Oh, too far. Why can't I undo? I can't undo. The winters are very gray. It is not fun. I want to unzoom. How do I unzoom? Oh, like this. They're not terrible, because I've lived in upstate New York where a lot of snow is common. Oh, see, this does look like a rotation issue. Whoa. What? Reset. Let's try that. Rotate. It's a bit better. They're not terrible, but we do get snow, which it's always funny to watch, like some of the international students who have never seen snow. It's always funny to me to just watch them experience snow for the first time. But generally, this living here is kind of gloomy between the job prospects and the Oh no, I wanted to move up with that. Between the job prospects and the weather. No, not cancel. I wish there was a shortcut button that would allow me to pick the right one the first time. I wish I could preview this offset too. Oh, that's closer. It's just, it's winter, it's cold, there's snow, which a lot of people are like, ooh, snow. It can get like below 0 Fahrenheit, or no, below 0 Celsius, definitely. And that's not an uncommon thing. If winter's here were nice, people would be like, whoa, winter, but it's not at all. Oh my, we might just finish the alignment and then have to pick this up next week, because I think I rushed through the alignment last time. But I kind of do wish they would settle refugees here, because there is space for them. The houses that they are knocking down are actually, they're not always livable. And by the time that they get knocked down, they're beyond the point where they're livable. They can't be, you know, copper's gone, windows are broken, it's bad. It's really bad. And they're essentially broken down. They're essentially knocked down to, they say to deter crime, but, you know, they're an eyesore. Hey, guys, did we do it? Did we align them? This part of the image looks really good. Look at it. Like, I can see a bit of things that are off. I would love to see refugees here, but I am also definitely in favor of, you know, making sure people have a safe place to live. But it doesn't look good here. What the heck is going on? Part of me wants to go and harass the astronomers and be like, hey, you guys did the kind of okay. Wow, got some new stuff for the Sims. Look on Sims Wiki for sci-fi stuff. Peter, are you talking about like Sims, like the people, the Sims, like that game? Is it a game? I'm not even sure if it's a game. Hey, this alignment looks good. And then it looks wacky in other parts of the image, so I don't know what's going on. How about we do arbitrary rotation and just do that. I think this might be as good as we get it. It looks okay through most of the image. See where it doesn't quite, but I think for most of the image it looks, down here it looks a little jacked. Alright, I'm going to save this like this because we might come back to this later. Save a copy. And if I get better data, like I can convince them to align these two images for me from the same camera, which I don't know why they didn't do it. I'll just skip ahead through all of this adjustment stuff and be like, boom, here's the image. All right, cool. So we have like 10 minutes left. So I'm going to quickly go to colors, colorize. I know you guys can't see. Why is my screen so messed up? Oh, I am so sorry. I maximized it and was like, I just want to see what I'm doing better. And the computer's like, nope, we're just going to screw up your screen. Let's see if I can turn on doggy cam real quick. Hey, that's right, get in the spot. There you go, buddy. So yeah, if I get better aligned images from them, I will just go through all of this on my own time. Alright, so I have here that this one, the one that ends with V, should be green, so layer because reasons, and the other layer because reasons, and I have to think about how we do this. Colorize, we already did that. Give me a second while I think about this, guys. I am so sorry. Do I have a cheat on here anywhere? Levels, curves, gmix. At least my computer is in auto mod, I guess. Auto mod can be a butthead, quite frankly. I'm amused. You can't see my drop down menus, but there's a option here for Python foo and script foo, and it makes me smile. And you'd think all of the times that I do this that I would know exactly what I need to do next, and I can't remember. You know what? That's not a bad idea, Paranor, to have the auto mod counter. Bad auto mod. I think so far it's only acted up once. So, color balance. Color balance? It didn't pop up the thing. Colorize. Why are you not doing what you need to be doing? Colorize only operates on RGB color layers. Oh! That's why. Because I was trying to... Alright, so image... There was a way to do this. I am so sorry, guys. Hey, it's okay. Come here. Come on, Tink. Come on, I know. I don't like the software either. Come here. Come on. She's sitting behind the couch where you guys can't see her at all. Here, while I do this. While I figure this out, have some dogs to look at. Bye, Paranor. Thank you so much for everything. I am so sorry, guys. Come on, dogs. Entertain everybody. Alright, you wanna know what? Part of me is very tempted to call it here because I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing. might cheat a little bit though. Let's see. Google search. Rising, or Chandra. That's what it was. Chandra OpenFits. Ah, there we go. Here. Oh, have some more, you know. Opens layers, background, image mode, RGB. Boom! There we go. Peter, I have a funny feeling that you really meant to put LSD, but LDS is a good, you know, substitution right there. Alright, come on doggies, be Twitch stars. Alright, so now that I have my stuff together, hopefully. So that's such a simple thing, and yet it trips me up every time. Alright. Okay, now we can do colorize, and it will give me an actual window instead of, you know, ignoring me. Properties. Okay. There. Position, so you can see that on Guido. Guido says, I'm sure Puck is half cat. They actually kind of joke that Eskies act cat-like. He actually does groom himself by licking himself, which is adorable. Took a little too much LBS. Alrighty then. Turn the saturation way up. Hue, let's see, this is supposed to be green. So we'll bump that over to green. Green I like. Okay. And then we'll do this one. Image, colors, colorize. Properties. Come on. And it got weird again. There we go. Twitch, why are you a pain in my butt? Or not Twitch, not Twitch. Definitely, entirely Gimp. Alright, and we're gonna go with that red, and we're gonna turn back Gimp. Gimp is the piece of software I'm using, and it is definitely a pain. It doesn't do what I want it to do, ever. It has no adjustment nodes. Like, I would much rather prefer to be doing all of this in Photoshop, but I don't have Photoshop on my home computer. So, for all you lurkers out there, who are at least amused by the dogs, please donate to CosmoQuest. Because if you donate to CosmoQuest, we can do things like pay my paycheck and get me software at home. Because the powers that be at the university do not believe I should be able to have university software on a personal computer, which actually does kind of make sense, but you know. Alright, cool, so we've colorized it. Gimp does have undo. It does not have adjustment layers. Adjustment layers would make life so much easier. But actually, let me flip over. So here's my undo tab. And there's not as many steps as I would like. Like, I can't undo teeny tiny adjustments in colorize. It's all or nothing. Yeah. There are definitely better pieces of software out there, but this is free. So this is what I'm using. So, I have about 3 minutes left. I'm going to save this. I think it looks better than last time. I can probably play with the curves and, such a bit. Let me add in all the extra layers. So, yeah, you can see that there's colors in there. It doesn't look like much. I'm annoyed that it's still not quite aligned. I'll have to see if I can get a better aligned image, because we tried. We tried. There was a valiant effort made. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And save. So, does anybody have any questions for, our remaining time? I wait for everybody else to catch up. And I click on over to the viewers list and call out all of the lurkers, because I know there's a bunch of lurkers. So, hello, Autumn's Reign, Commander Root, electrical long skateboard and electric skateboard? That's interesting. Hijigono? I am totally sorry if I mispronounced that. Lanes, again, I am sorry if I mispronounced that. Hello, Marmot SLR. Hello again, Michael T. Meyer, you very quiet person, you. Mus0, Shout Gamers, hello. Upright Lion, hello, that's an interesting nickname. VNK and Virgo Pros. Hello to you all. So, I want to thank you for being super patient. Oh no, there's no doggy on the doggy cam. Get over there. I want to thank you all for being super patient. And with me doing, working with this data that isn't quite ready for prime time. Larry Weird and Proud, we were working with the M101 data that came from Hubble Space Telescope as part of Chris Mijos, Pat Durrell, John Feldmeyer, and one other person whose name I can't remember, research. The funding from the grant that allowed them to get, the funding for the proposal also covered 2 shows that we'll be working on, 2 planetarium shows that we'll be working on. So that's kind of why I'm playing around with this data. I don't know if these images will make it into the show or not. But it's kind of fun to play with. I might pull different data for next week. I can even go through the whole process of how to get these images, and etc, 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 because it is kind of a process. The downside is that the files take a really long time to download. So even if we went through it and selected images, be like, oh, I want to do these, I would have to bookmark them, save them for download later, and then come back and do them another week. So there's that. Uncle Bill says electric skateboard and electric longboard are bots, I think. Yeah, those sound very much like bot names. I am totally amused by the Star Trek conversation happening in the chat. I am not nearly as much a Star Trek geeks as you are, but it still makes me happy. Yes, Puck. Puck is looking for more. So, it appears that there are no questions, so thank you again for your patience. Thank you again for tuning in. I hope you had fun. I know I did. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Enable those notifications, and etc, 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 because we're trying to make partner. Hooray! Making partner would make things way awesome. And as always, there's the Patreon, etc, etc. And yeah, all of your bits, anything you donate to Patreon, subscribing, viewing, any and all of these things help to help us on our mission. And, you know, to get money, because money is what helps keep this going. So, with that, goodbye. See you next week, where we might just do a more exciting image, or we might continue with this. I won't know until probably Saturday. But yeah, until next time, take care, have fun, do good, do science, and I'll see you later.